Hello, folks. In this walkthrough, we're going to be taking a look at the admin panel, which is a FiveM resource available at www.paylune.com. This essentially gives you enhanced admin functionalities within your server to do things like player management, world management, and more. So first and foremost, hit F9, the default keybind, to open the menu. This, of course, is configurable in the config.json file, which is found in the actual admin resource folder. Here I have four submenus: players, punishments, world, and tools. All these can be used, to access the various functions of the admin panel resource. If I go into the players here, this is going to list all the different players within the actual server. In this case, it's just me that's online, so there's only, my name, and I am player ID 1. So if you ever need to look for a player's ID, that is the way you can do it here in the menu. If I click into this, I can warn the player, see a player's warnings, kick the player, kill the player, mute the player, gag the player, freeze the player, temp ban, and ban the player. Mute actually prevents them from typing in text chat. Gag prevents them from talking if you're using the default voice integration in FiveM. Freeze freezes them in place. So just to give you an example, if I were to go into freeze, I have to enter a reason for it as an admin, and let's just say it's RDM. Here, see in the bottom left, the player is going to receive a message that's been frozen and with the reason, and then an admin notification is going to be sent to all the admins on the server, saying, who froze who and what the reason was. So this is just a way for all the admins to kind of stay in sync with each other and understand like what's going on across the server. Cool. So I can always unfreeze through the menu as well, and you'll see very similar notification system in the bottom left. That's just kind of one thing you can do here in the menu. I am going to go over to punishments now, and here you can see all of the active punishments within the server. So bans, mutes, gags, and freezes, and because these are persistent across sessions, so let's say I mute, player 1, which is me, it's going to take all their identifiers and mute all those identifiers, right? So no matter if I'm logging in a different Discord account or different IP address, I will always have those, those different punishments saved. So that way players, can't just re-log in to get out of certain things. So here, if I want to gag myself, and let's say I was just mic spamming, I can then go into punishments and go to gags, and you'll see that I actually see the online players first, but here I'm online. I got, I guess, gagged for mic spam here. You see the date it was issued by, and then who actually gagged them as well, in addition to the reason. I'm just going to hit enter, and that will ungag that player. So these all work essentially the same way. Going down to world, here's a bunch of different world controls we have available in the game. I can make the weather something different for all players on the server. For example, if I wanted rain, I can click on rain. It's a little bit loud, so I'm going to go back to clear. I could freeze the time in the world if I wanted to, so that way, it just never gets dark. This might be important if you're doing a certain kind of RP type style scene. I can clean up things on the server. So sometimes servers just build up a lot of objects and whatnot, dead pets and vehicles. I can clear all those things, and that's actually just get rid of a ton of lag on the server. I can disable things like the default traffic, so I can like that, or you can change the density of it. Maybe you want some traffic, but maybe not as much as they have in the default FiveM. So I could turn that down if I wanted to. Same thing with pedestrians. We could have the additional pedestrians on, or turn down the density. I'm just going to turn those off. And if I go back to now environment, here I can do a blackout. So I can turn off all the lights in the game. I can turn off emergency dispatch. So these are the default cops. And I can clear all the wanted levels on the server as well if I wanted to. So that's quite cool. Here's something else. If you don't have a spawn plugin, you can optionally set a spawn. This is not required to be used, but if I set a spawn to where I am right now, turn on show blip, and I can also enable a safe zone so players don't get killed within the spawn. So I'm going to enable a safe zone with a radius of, let's say, 100 meters. And then if I actually go out to the map, you'll see that appears on the map just like this because I've enabled that blip and whatnot. So cool. Now, players have permission. They could do /spawn and go back to the spawn, or when a player dies, they'll be teleported back here as well. Last but not least, in admin utilities, I have a couple more tools. So here's vanish. This makes you invisible to other players on the server that don't have the vanish permission. So if you are as an admin or just like investigating something, this is a good way to do that. Turn on God mode and become invincible to all damage. Same thing. If you're investigating something, this is great. Of course, we have a classic no clip. You can enable it through the menu. And then in the top left, you see we have a bunch of controls: W for forward, S for back, A and D for left and right, space for up, and control for down, and then X to exit no clip. Um, and of course, all those keybinds are configurable in the server configuration as well, in case you have any conflicts. Okay, that is about it. That is everything that we have to offer here with the Paylune admin menu. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us on our Discord.